Hello, Steve White, Steve Arts 89. Well, everyone's talking about the Vanderpump Rules affair. Tom Sandoval, or his name is, cheated on his girlfriend or wife. I'm not sure what relationship they had because I don't watch the show. I love Lisa Vanderpump, and I've seen a few seasons of the show, a few episodes, but I don't watch it. I don't like any of the characters. I did used to like Jax, but they got rid of him a while ago. But yeah, so everyone's talking about this affair, and what I found curious is something that you always see. You get this dynamic where the person who's been cheated on, who's been injured, who's the victim, who's angry, always attacks the affair, and the cheater always defends the relationship. And that dynamic is interesting, but there's no excuse for cheating. People usually don't cheat just because the other person's younger or cuter or something. It's because of how the other person makes them feel. They get something from them that they're not getting from their partner. Now, if you're not getting what you need from your partner, you need to tell them and communicate that to them. And if you don't, and you find it with someone else, once that's happened, you can't sort of stop it from happening, but you can tell the other person what's happening. You can tell them, I'm not getting what I need from you. I don't feel this relationship's working for me. I've met someone else. Or before you've met someone else, tell them. So at least they've got a warning. They know things aren't quite right. And if they're not going to work on it and fix it, then, things might end. And at least they're not going to be blindsided. Because the worst part is, and I have been cheated on once. I got into a relationship with someone who was in a relationship with someone else and didn't tell me. There was issues there. They couldn't really be together. And so that was sort of like a long... It's complicated. But I didn't know they lied to me. I trusted them. They lied to me. And one of the issues I have is so many people project on the victim, like, oh, you should have known, that wouldn't happen to me. If you trust someone and they lie to you, they're the bad guy. It's not your fault for trusting and believing someone. That's what you're supposed to be able to do in a relationship. And so many times we blame the victim because they didn't know, and you think that you would have known better. And yeah, sometimes people are just very good at lying and covering tracks. Other times people are just oblivious and the other person doesn't communicate, so they don't know there's a problem. And then someone else comes in and fixes that problem for them at your expense. But yeah, there's no excuse for cheating. There's no reason why you can't tell the person that there's a problem before you find someone else to solve it. And if you do connect with someone else, there's no reason why you can't tell the other person, I'm having feelings for this person. This person is doing this for me, and I'm feeling like gravitating towards them, and and let that person know. Because the worst part is finding out afterwards that it's happened and you've been lied to and you're embarrassed, you feel like you should have known. And when someone actually does it a long term, if it's an incident and the person doesn't know what to do, you can kind of understand how they don't run immediately and tell, because maybe they feel like they can hide it and it was an accident, and why ruin a relationship for a mistake? Some people have that attitude. But when it keeps happening, you keep going back to that person, you're getting something from them you're not getting from the other person, and you're lying and you are fooling the other person, and that's the worst part, when you find out that you've been lied to, especially if other people know and you don't. That's the worst, when you know you've been embarrassing yourself in front of people because you think you're in this secure relationship and they know that the other person is looking at someone else or with someone else. And there's just no excuse for it. You sleep with someone and then you go back to your partner and you sleep with them, or even if you don't know having sex with the person in your relationship, you're just like living with them and doing just stuff, and you're not telling them. Like, it's just, there's no excuse. There's just no excuse for it. You're lying, you're deceiving, you're betraying, and there's just, yeah. So I find it curious that people always defend the relationship, because it is real for them for the most part, and it is valid emotionally to them. And the other person, it's about the behaviour, and they always sort of want to use one to justify the other, and you can't justify it, because you can fall for someone else and be honest about it and warn the other person and let them know what's happening, and not lie, betray and embarrass them. And that's the part people usually get hurt by, more so, and that stings more so than the feelings. So I just had to comment on that, because people never sort of point out that people always argue and they're always attacking the person who cheated for what they did, and they're always defending how they feel and the relationship, and avoiding how they handled it, and that the cheating part, because they always, but this person makes me feel, it's not like that, it's not about the sex, it's about how they make me feel. And yeah, I just had to comment on it. But I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Sorry for the noise in the background. I've got some mechanical issues. But, yep, I'm going to go. Bye.